course, it didn't go the way a lot of persons will have wanted it to go because the goalkeeper of Qatar has been issued a yellow card in this particular game. Yes, Enner Valencia was true on goal, beats the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper actually held him down, and of course, he went down in the penalty area, and of course, the referee had to issue the goalkeeper of Qatar a yellow card in this particular game. It's a penalty to Ecuador. Yes, a penalty has been awarded to Ecuador, and the goalkeeper of Qatar has been issued a yellow card. The first yellow card and the first penalty of Qatar 2022 has gone the way of Qatar, talking about yellow card, and the first penalty of Qatar 2022 has gone the way of Ecuador at the away side in this particular game. Yes, of course, they are the away side. Yes, of course, the penalty about to be taken by the captain of the side, talking about Enner Valencia. Yes, the man is standing over the ball. Let's see if you actually convert this or not. But let's let you know that right now, as it stands right now, the penalty has not been taken. But then, yes, of course, it's still goalless as we speak right now. But the penalty has not been taken. It's about to take it, and of course, it converts that. Ecuador gets the first goal of Qatar 2022. Yes, the first goal of Qatar 2022 has been scored by Ecuador, and the man who got the goal that was disallowed has scored for himself a penalty. He converted the penalty, converted it very well, and of course, he's gotten the first goal of Qatar 2022 for Ecuador. Talking about Enner Valencia is the man who has gotten the goal for them. Yes, the captain of the side is put Ecuador in the lead in this particular one, and of course, Ecuador are actually in front in this particular game. 09040,889, 09041,889. Yes, of course, Ecuador don't score, and of course, they lead Qatar for this particular one. Let's take your calls. Yes, right now. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you.
Yeah, my name is Samuel.
Samuel.
Yeah, the score line will be draw.
Draw.
Yeah.
Draw. 0-0 or 1-1.
No, it will be 1-1.
Yeah, because I want to know whether you follow. Ecuador score. All right, no wahala. Let's take more calls. 09040,889, 09041,889. Yes, hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, is it Brila?
Yes, this is Sports Radio 88.9 Brila FM. What's your name?
My name is Mohammed Ali.
Mohammed Ali.
Yes.
Yes. By the way, Saeed Al-Shaib, the goalkeeper of Qatar, is the first player to be issued a yellow card in Qatar 2022. Go ahead.
Oh, my prediction is that Qatar is going to equalize.
They will equalize, no problem.
Yes, Qatar will equalize.
All right, no problem. What's your name, by the way?
My name is Mohammed Ali.
Mohammed Ali, okay. Mohammed Ali says Qatar will, of course, scored the equalizer in this particular one. But, of course, we'll wait to see that. Wait to see. And, of course, we'll be bringing you the actions right here from the stables of Sports Radio 88.9 Brila FM. 19 minutes already in that particular game. And it's still Ecuador who are in the lead. And, of course, they are even looking at getting the second goal in this particular one. These guys from Qatar, I'm not sure they are ready for this competition.
Do you think the Qatar national team can actually come back in this one? Because it feels like, I think Ecuador are doing everything to make sure. They've been dominating
everything.
And look at the passes. Not like they've been making fast passes. Everything has the game really. Maybe you could say it is open, but then Ecuador looks like this would be a long night for the hosts, because I mean they've dominated right from the blast of the whistle, and they've the one goal has been chopped off for offside, and of course looking at the way they've been playing, looks like they've got everything sorted out. So I think it's really going to be worse. As a matter of fact, I think we might see up to 3 goals in this match. And how do you miss that? Ecuador could have gone 2 goals up, but somehow the ball was almost just on the top of the goal line, and then the guy missed a header. I can't even understand how he missed that one, but somehow the ball has just not gone in. And maybe this would have been an offside situation. Yes, it was offside, but come on. I think it will be a long night for the hosts. And as a matter of fact, the goalkeeper has been injured by the guy who was meant to score that goal. Just look at that and say, what's manner of weather is this? Even if you'd have scored, I think this is a game that Ecuador, yes, you've already asserted your dominance. Make sure you score as much as possible because you don't know what might happen in the last, in the following games. And then your goal might actually be the one that will take you to the next round of games. Well, at the moment, I think Ecuador would, however, get all 3 points wrapped up. Except, of course, Qatar comes out probably in the second half because in this game so far, it doesn't look like they are going to, do anything. Maybe except against the run of play, which doesn't feel like it's going to happen anytime soon. But then the South Americans have been dominating. That's just one you can take to the bank. So it's information you can take to the bank. Still all about the Qatar versus Ecuador match, first match of the World Cup 2022. It seems like Ecuador has turned the boxing team of Qatar into
training ground.
It is.
And to be honest with you, because I've not even seen, and then to be honest with you, I know Senegal have not played any game in this particular World Cup.
Senegal will be this people.
Two of them, the two of them, both Ecuador, Qatar.
I mean, Ecuador.
I know two games are not the same. No two games are the same. But if they play this way against Senegal, typical Senegal, if they bring their A game, Senegal will be this people. To be honest with you, because
it isn't like Ecuador are spectacular, building from back or all of those things, but they've
just like Qatar have just been bad.
Too easy.
They've made it too easy for second yellow card in this particular game. And yes, 2 yellow cards for Qatar already in this particular one. And they are not playing well, and they are conceding yellow cards. They are conceding fouls in dangerous areas. And that's the annoying part about their tackles. They don't time their tackles, one, and then they don't concede tackles in areas that are safe on the football field. They concede areas in dangerous positions. And just imagine their goalkeeper conceded a penalty in his own 18.
And these people have camped for, I think, a month earlier than any other. So I think 2 months, as a matter of fact, because they were preparing really hard for this tournament. But look at this. I mean, even I said in that game they take the train at that time. It no be real life situation, and well, I think we are in for a very good game from Ecuador because they've been making it really easy for them. You can't even contest headers. It has been that poor. And well, I think Ecuador they are just toying with these guys.
This is like
they are just toying. Look at this.
This is like
they must have made like 1 billion touches in the 18-yard box of Qatar. Nobody's even making an attempt to attack the Ecuadorians. Well,
of course, we're still here. Let's you take your call 090-40,889, 090-41,889. Ecuador are quite dressed properly, like the all yellow. But the Qataris are also quite dressed nicely, but then they are not scoring goals. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you.
Good evening.
What's your name?
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What's your name?
My name is Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you.
See, this Qatar.
Yeah, Qatar.
Yes, and
Ecuador.
Ecuador.
Yes.
These Qatar people, maybe they want to host this World Cup so that they can sell their goods. They can make money from the visitors. People who are come. They don't really host the cup because they want to win it with the way they play now. I'm not sure say they're ready to win this cup or tournament or even to reach the second stage for this tournament, the way they play now. Because even these people like this now, Super Eagles, this thing, our women team still beat them all. The way these Qatar people are playing as if like people where they Qatar. So this and the Ecuador, two or both of them, they will not even cross any bridge like this. See, make I tell you, my brother, if it is Chelsea that is playing this game now, see the way they just run. See, now, they're not even getting anything. They're not even ready. So these two people, they just make the team never really crack. I want to see France. I want to see Portugal. Then we go see this kind of people. They don't even play with Portugal. This kind of Qatar and they even Ecuador. So now small we go up. We go see where the men they. These are boys for the meantime.
I know they be men. They be men. They qualify for World Cup. They be men.
Yeah, the men are coming.
No, they'll be men. All of them be men. 09040,889, 09041,889. Of course, we're still here and we're still taking your calls. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening to you.
This is Adam China speaking.
Adam, welcome.
Thanks. Welcome. First time caller.
First time caller, Adam. That's for you.
Ecuador is going to beat Qatar 3-0.
3-0, wow.
Yes.
All right, no problem. Of course, thank you so much for that one. 09040,889, 09041,889. Let's still get your calls, and of course, let's get your thoughts on this particular game. Yes, hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you.
Yeah, my name is Alani.
Alani, welcome.
Yeah, everybody in the studio.
Welcome.
Yeah, concerning the today's match, I don't think Qatar can go far in that group. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I don't think they can go far in that group. Actually, for today's match, Ecuador will win the match. Quite all right. But in the group stage, you know, Qatar they are the one host this World Cup. In the normally, if a country hosts a World Cup like this, they normally favor them with goal. You can see the first goal. I don't know why they cancel the first goal. I'm hearing you here, but I know that they want to. I know that they want to favor the Qatar. But the way I'm seeing the match of your analysis, so I don't think that Qatar can go very well in the group. So this is my own contribution.
Logomaki.
Thank you very much. Still taking your call 09040,889, 09041,889. It has been the scoreline is currently Qatar 0, Ecuador 1, and of course we'll be giving you stats much later in the show. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening to you. Welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, welcome.
Yeah. Is this Brila FM?
88.9 Brila FM. Welcome, sir.
Okay. My name is Idris.
Idris, welcome.
Yes. I'm not watching the match actually, but I'm just listening to your analysis. I felt that from what you were saying, it would have been better if Qatar had gone to hire footballers from other countries. Yeah, because there are a lot of footballers who don't have opportunity to play at national team level.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would have jumped at the opportunity at least to give them some edge. So I'm sure. Well, let's just see how it goes. From what you are saying, I'm not sure they can go too far in the competition. All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much. But then 30 minutes already into that particular game. Let's give you the match stats after 30 minutes already, of course. Yes, ball possession, 66% of the ball to Ecuador, who are the away side in this particular encounter, and 34% are to Qatar in terms of ball possession. No goal attempts for Qatar, 1 for Ecuador. No shots on goal for Qatar, 1 for Ecuador. No shots off goal after 30 minutes of play. No block shots in this particular game after 30 minutes. Free kicks, we've had 11 free kicks, yes, are combined for both sides. 5 have gone the way of Qatar, the home side, while 6 have gone the way of Ecuador, the away side. Just 1 corner kick in this particular game, and that corner kick has gone the way of Ecuador, who are the away side in this particular game. Yes, we've had 4 offsides, yes, I beg your pardon, 4 offsides, yes, 1 have gone the way of Qatar, while 3 have gone the way of Ecuador. We've had 10 throw-ins. Yes, in fact, yes, 10 throw-ins. This game has just been all about throwing. 10, 5 apiece. You can make that 6 for Ecuador, 5 for Qatar after 31 minutes of play. Goalkeeper saves, none for both goalkeepers in this particular game. We've had 6 fouls gone the way of Qatar, 3 have gone the way of Ecuador. We've had 3 yellow cards. Yes, 3 yellow cards, of course, already in the first 30 minutes of this game. 2 have gone the way of Qatar, while 1 have gone the way of Ecuador in this particular game. Yes, of course, in the first 30 minutes, 3 yellow card. Al-Shaib was the first man to be yellow carded in 15 minutes, the goalkeeper of Qatar, while Moiz Ali was the second player to be issued a yellow card for Qatar in this particular game. Yes, of course, yes, total passes, 88 total passes for Qatar, the home side, and they were able to complete only 66. Yes, of course, yes, and the Ecuadorians have been able to amass a total of 160 total passes, and they completed 137 in this particular encounter. Tackles, 1 have gone the way of Qatar, 2 have gone the way of Ecuador. Yes, 13 attacks for Qatar, while 3 have been dangerous. Yes, 3 out of 13 have been dangerous for Qatar, while for Ecuador, they've had 41 attacks, and 15 of those have been dangerous. Of course, no block shots, no shots on goal, no goal attempts for Qatar, and of course, where the pendulum has been swinging all along after 31 minutes of play in this particular encounter.
Yes, let's take it back to the 29th minutes where this ref, the ref is a bit quick on the draw, and he has given Ecuador's Moses Caicedo and his big boot for bringing down Pedro Miguel. And of course, 2 or 3 short passes, Qatar, I think they can't squeeze. And ladies and gentlemen, there's been a goal situation. That man right there, Enar Valencia for Ecuador, has just scored for Ecuador. Yes, he has just scored. The captain of the side has just made sure the game has been put beyond doubt in the first half, at least. At the moment, it is 2-0, and with that, Enar Valencia is the top highest goal scorer for the Ecuadorian national team at the World Cup. It is a beautiful one, and of course he's the highest scoring player in World Cup history for the Ecuadorians. 4 goals, and with this it makes him 5, moving ahead of Augustin Delgado, who is on 3 goals. Valencia is the only player in this squad to have played at a World Cup before. He played back in 2014, and of course he has made sure he's taken his tally to 5 goals. They could have easily been 3 goals up in this first half, with the first goal being ruled out for offside. And what he had at that was, to make sure that they double the advantage. 2-0 it is for Ecuador against Qatar. 2-0 once more. And we've had the first brace in this Qatar 2022 World Cup. And of course, the Qatar are all hanging their shame, their head down in shame at what spectacle they've been able to put together. They don't look like a team that has been playing for 5 months.
I mean, the way the goal even came, the defenders were actually there. Angelo Preciado sent, in that particular point in time, he sent a precise lofted pass into the box, and Valencia rose above the defenders to miss the ball near the penalty spot, and of course he headed it straight into the left side of the goalpost, and he made it 2 for Ecuador in this particular one. Yes, of course, Valencia is looking of course, it's going to be the man of the match in this particular game. He's been on fire in just less than 35 minutes of play. He's gotten 2 goals for himself, and he's been everywhere for Ecuador. The captain of the side, like you said, he played last at the 2014 World Cup, and of course right here in 2022 again, he's doing it for Ecuador. The way the goal even came, it's quite funny, because the defenders were just there, ball watching, like say nothing concerned there. They came to have fun. No blame them. They came to have fun.
And the assist was came from Preciado.
Yeah.
And of course, they take a 2-goal advantage in this first half. And of course, what a celebration that was to cap everything off. And then moving on to just about in the 25th minute, where Ecuador had about 62% of the ball possession. And of course, that would be with the new scoreline, that would be the second shot on target for the Ecuadorians. And then, of course, you have to look at, the Qatari national teams, their heat map, because we're following everything. It looks like they are struggling to get out of their own half, and they'll be penned by Ecuador in the opening 33 minutes, make that 33 minutes at the moment. And, they can't control anything together to make sure they come out of their, half. So I don't know how The manager of the side wants to set up probably in the second half to make sure that they contain the Ecuadorians. But so far, I don't know how they would manage to do that. But then it's looking likely that the situation might turn out worse for them. So, what is your take on the scoreline on the match so far? 09040,089 and
You still do mistake. Call your number for this.
09041,089. Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. Welcome.
Yeah, that's Brila FM.
Yes, Sports Radio 88.9 Brila FM.
Samuel.
Welcome, Samuel.
Thank you. My name is Samuel.
Samuel, welcome.
Actually, I'm predicting Qatar to win that 3 goes to nothing.
You what?
3 goes to nothing.
3 goals to nothing. Two
Yeah.
goals don't stop for first half already.
Goes to nothing. I want to see them that they talk to nothing.
All right now, no wala.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. Yes, still taking your reaction. 09040,889, 09041,889. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Who's Sharafadin?
Welcome, Sharafaddin.
We are welcome to welcome.
Yes, so
Happy welcome.
Happy welcome.
so,
This Qatar is money fall on fire now.
I don't know that one though.
Everybody know. It's money fall on fire.
Is everybody? Everybody know. Who everybody?
We know.
You say I know. Say I know.
I know myself. They will take 1 point out of the group stage.
All right.
It's only 1 point. Okay.
All right, no problem. Thank you so much for that. 09040,889, 09041,889, and we're still here. And of course, we are still taking your calls. Of course, I believe they switch me. Now, welcome to the switch people, but hey, as the game don't start now, yes. I just even, I just adjust myself small into the mood. Small. Silence. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Yeah, this is Oluwatobi.
Oluwatobi, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Anyways, concerning this game,
Yeah.
If it is not about the open right, I don't see anything Qatar is doing at the World Cup. So you have the hosting rights. And I think that's why they are participating in the World Cup. Aside that, they wouldn't have made it out of the qualifier. So I don't even see them getting 1 point out of that group. There is no way they want to do it. There is no way they'll get any point out of that group. So I wish them all the best, yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you very much. A lot of persons already condemning Qatar after, of course, a woeful display. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, guys.
Good evening to you.
Yeah. I want this Qatar team, Narom.
How they be now?
As I watch myself, I know say nothing I expect, sir. Nothing I expect. Before the match go finish, they will collect 4. But the 2 of them will go out. If Ecuador beat them 4, Netherlands will beat them like 6. No, nothing like now 1. Now we see know that. And Senegal will beat them. You see Ecuador beat them, Senegal will beat them. So that's where we go. And for the this thing when I did today, I registered but I know if show up.
Why now? What happened?
Where I go work, I fall down, so I get this location.
Also, you know one too much.
It's much so. Thank God, sir.
So sorry.
6 months, I just did where for this stadium. Stadium where they always go every Sunday.
Yeah, sorry.
It's one of these things, sir.
Get us.
Thank you.
Get us,
Thank you.
Yeah, with that comes a little bit of stats. We're talking about the second goal from Ecuador. And at foot, Edna Valencia, he is the first player to score 5 goals in a row for a South American nation at the World Cup. So this man is breaking all records already. 2 goals to nothing it is at the moment against Qatari, the host nations. And of course, it's looking like they would go on to score the 3rd one only in the first half. And yes, still taking all your reactions. 09040,000. 090-41,889. Ecuador nil, Qatar. Sorry. I did try bring this thing together.
You want collect?
No, I don't want to put Ecuador. No, Qatar now the first.
The home team in this one.
Yeah. So Qatar nothing, Ecuador 2 at the moment. Hello, good evening. Hello. You can call back if you can. 090-40,089. 090-41,089. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, my name is Odogu from Abuja.
Welcome, Odogu.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised when people are calling to say Ecuador will win match. I've been trying to reach you, but the network is not connected. I wanted to ask those people whether they sleep near Abiweti. This match where they still like this. I mean, Qatar, sorry. How somebody where they watch football go say Qatar go win Ecuador? How? Now what some people say? They go just call for radio to talk. Qatar no fit collect not less than 6 goals for this match. 6 goals for this match. And they not go win even one match. Even one. Right time anywhere. Qatar no fit win one match. In fact, now damage limitation they go do for all the matches to make sure say they don't collect up to 20 goals. This can be Qatar. Nah, una work they fine, sir. How person go say Qatar? Who Qatar go win? Qatar not fit win now. Now what cup be this? So they not fit win. I beg, not gonna do na work to the fitness.
Thank you very much. Something, another number starts in this one. The Qatari national team goalkeeper has actually touched the ball 8 times. 8 times. So the ball has been raining into his side. Well, another stat for you. Ana Valencia has scored each of Ecuador's last 5 goals at the World Cup. So all goals Ecuador don't score 100%. The last 5 times has come up from the boots of that man.
He's a go-to man. He's a go-to man, yes. And in the way they set up, they actually set up for the man to score goals. To be honest with you, because in the past 41 minutes, 42 minutes in this particular game, you will see that it's been all balls to Ana Valencia.
And guess what?
So a few minutes back, he was actually down. It looked like he was injured, but then he had to pick himself up and he continued play. So that was like his care. And if he had gone down, if he had gone out of this game, it would have been something else for the Ecuador. But the man is okay, and of course he's continued play, and so that's to tell you that it's fine already.
So that's record about 5 goals scored in each of his, Ecuador's last 5 goals scored by Ana Valencia. The record is held by Eusebio of Portugal in 1966, and then Paolo Rossi, Italy 1982, and then Oleg Salenko, Russia 1994, who scored 6 in a row of their nation. So that is, make just one more goal, and of course he will be breaking all of these records. And the man is, has been complaining about that injury, for some time now. Wow. But then it was okay just a few minutes ago, and just in case you were wondering, is the oldest goal scorer in a World Cup opening game. Just in case you were wondering, and of course, it doesn't look very good for him at the moment. Maybe,
but a person here, the oldest player, this is an old man. He's just
33 years old.
3 years of age. But then the man, it looks to be seen. And but of course, the Qatari guys are not even. They are still celebrating.
Yes, just minutes ago, we saw how. They were hyped, they were pumped up. Even they were losing 2 goals to nothing. They were clapping. They were, the stadium is bouncing. Just in case you don't know, the stadium is bouncing. It's not like the second goal has put them down. Yes, there were a little bit of faces downcast, but then they are, doing, very well to make sure they put all of their supports in for their national team side. But it doesn't look like Ana Valencia would be able to continue. I don't know. I don't just know, because the stretchers have come in, and maybe, just maybe, they will be praying. They will be on their knees right about now and praying it doesn't get as serious as it looks at the moment. But then it's still 2 goals to nothing for the Ecuadorian national team. So we go back to the phone lines. 41 minutes on the clock pardon, 43 minutes on the clock. The first half is almost ending. Just about 2 minutes from now, and then maybe a couple of minutes extra time before the
injury does not
doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good, and of course, it looks like it might have ended his involvement in this particular game. But then we'll be here to serve you all of the actions.
09040,089, 09041,089. How is it going? What's your reaction? Let us hear you. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Oh my God.
Good evening to you.
Good evening, sir.
Welcome. What's your name?
I'm San John from Ilasa Maja Road.
San John, welcome. Location not needed, but go ahead.
Okay. You are welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, this World Cup is for some people, and it's not for some nations or for some. Qatar is just here to mark register. That is the truth.
Wow.
They have not even tested the Ecuador goalkeeper. Hardly have they even went to the 18th box. And they are not looking like they even want to score a goal in this competition. Thank you.
All right, no wahala. 09040,889, 09041,889 is of course we're here. We are saving you the action, and now of course we are taking your calls and taking your reactions. Hello, good evening. Good evening to you. You have to speak up.
You have to speak up. You have to speak up.
You guys give your voice. Hello?
Yeah, okay. Hello. Yeah, I'm hearing you.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think Ecuador has happened already. He goes to the second half. Okay. And I think Qatar did their work very well. And that's why they are doing it right when they are fully can you please later run the score line for the La Liga?
La Liga. Now for this for World Cup Day. Happy World Cup Day to you. Happy World Cup Day. Happy World Cup Day to you.
We'll get to that.
We are covering the World Cup match. That will be after the match. Hello, good evening.
How are you?
We are fine, thank you.
Yeah, Bilisu from Agbara.
What's your name?
My name is Bilisu from Agbara.
Bilisu, location not needed. Go ahead.
Yeah, there is nothing for Qatar. Nothing for Qatar. That is just because they are the one holding the money. Yeah.
No problem.
All right.
Thank you.
Now Valencia is back on, and time for 2 more goals. I just added 5 minutes. We played 1 minute and about some seconds. Is that 130? Make that 42 seconds. And of course, the match is still on at the moment. So about 4 minutes to go, and maybe just maybe we might see a third goal in this first half. Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. Welcome.
Good evening. My name is Sheku.
Sheku, welcome. Is there waiting? Shegun, this is your line, oh. Shegun Shege. Yeah, go ahead.
Now.
Yeah.
I mean, when is Portugal playing Ghana?
That'll be next week. That'll be in the week.
We'll go check. We'll confirm the days. We'll let you know.
But right now, it's about
Qatar taking on Ecuador. That's the only game we are concerned about right now. You see Portugal own. Later. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Off your radio, I beg you. Hello, good evening. You all ready?
Yeah. This is Qatar thing. I don't know how people will call. I'm Chris from.
Location not needed. Go ahead.
Okay. I wonder how. I'm a first-time caller anyway.
First-time caller. Chris is the first-time caller.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I wonder how people will call and be talking about Qatar. In the world of football, there's no name like Qatar. They just compensate them by like them hosting the World Cup and maybe develop some of their leagues and all of that. I'm expecting Ecuador, which is South America, footballing nation. I'm expecting something like 5-6-7-0. Because people will use the goal that they score from this Qatar to like so like and use it to qualify for the next round. Truly speaking, because there's no name like Qatar in the world of football. Thank you very much.
Thank you. But there is Qatar in football.
Yeah, well,
If there is no name like Qatar in football, they will not be here.
Yeah.
There's Qatar in football.
Nigeria will be.
That one not go green.
Wait, Nigeria will be named for football.
They don't do. So
leave that.
Qatar day.
Well, Qatar have not had a shot on target so far. The expected goals is 0.02, 1/50th of a goal. Can you imagine? The hosts have put together a minute or so of possession and their best spell of the game. Yes, just a couple of minutes, and they've been able to hold their ground.
The spell of possession don't reach 1 minute.
Yeah, well, we give you.
It just be like where 2 or 3 children they pass ball together. Then the brother come collect ball for their hand.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Good evening to you. Oh, you didn't look like you were even ready to talk to us. Please, if you are calling, call from a quiet background so we can hear you, and of course we can have a peaceful conversation. Hello, good evening.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening to you, sir.
Benjamin talking.
Benjamin, welcome.
Benjamin speaking. The other one. All the people that thought say Qatar no go win, Qatar, you all love them. Woo. Qatar is going to shock the world, like seriously. Qatar will come out second half of this match.
Okay.
Just watch what's going to happen.
All right.
For my own, Qatar is going to draw. Like, Netherlands can never beat Qatar, mark my word. And they're going to be Senegal.
Wait to be your name again.
My name is Benjamin.
Benjamin, not Franklin.
Netherlands can never beat Qatar. Mark it somewhere. Let me talk.
Benjamin,
and they're going to
book with the mark something say don't fool.
They are going to qualify with 4 points.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, no problem, Benjamin. All right, no problem. We're still taking your calls. 090-40,889, 090-41,889. Of course, we'll be getting the match halftime stats because that game is currently at halftime. And of course, let's get the match halftime stats in that particular one before, of course, we go on a very quick commercial break. Yes, of course, after 45 minutes of play is Ecuador 2, Qatar no goal. But then, of course, let's get the match stats of this particular encounter. Yes, ball possession, 54% of the ball to Ecuador as against 46% of the ball to Qatar. Goal attempt 3 to Ecuador, the away side, and 1 to Qatar. Shot on goal 2 to Ecuador, none to Qatar. Shot off goal 1 apiece. Block shot none apiece. Yes, of course, 0-0. I mean, in that particular one, of course, free kicks. We have 10 go the way of Qatar, and of course, Ecuador had just 9 free kicks after 45 minutes of play. Yes, 10 went the way of Qatar in that particular one. Corner kicks just 1, of course, and that one went the way of Ecuador, and none have gone the way of Qatar after 45 minutes of play. Offsides 1. Qatar 3, Ecuador 8 throw-ins apiece for both sides. No goalkeeper save in this particular encounter. 9 fouls went the way of Qatar, 7 the way of Ecuador. Total passes 198 to Qatar. They completed 165 of those. 227 for Ecuador, and they completed 190 of those. 4 tackles for Qatar, 7 to Ecuador. 42 attacks, and 8 of those were dangerous for Qatar, and of course 54 attacks and 18 of those were dangerous for Ecuador. The most important start after 5 minutes of play is Qatar 0, Ecuador 2.
Yes, thank you very much, Pius Ahamba. And of course, we'll be entering into the halftime show sponsored by Nivea, and of course we will give you all of the action. We go on a very short break, and when we come back, we'll give you all the stats, all the happenings, and of course take your calls, your reactions on the match. It's still World Cup 2022 coverage by Brila FM. The action never stops right here.
Catch the Nivea Men Halftime Show and Inside Qatar with Nivea Men at 5:45 p.m. today. It promises to be a refreshing experience. Catch the Nivea Men Halftime Show and Inside Qatar with Nivea Men at 5:45 p.m. today. It promises to be a refreshing experience.
Now, for an exclusive fragrance experience, try Nivea Men Deep Impact Body Lotion. With a long-lasting woody fragrance, deep moisture, and a fresh skin feel. Make an impact. Nivea Men Deep Impact. Nivea Men, it starts with you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We join our man right there who is on ground at the National Stadium for the Brila FM Fans World Cup watch party. Hello.
Hello, Joseph, nice to join you right here. We're still reporting from the National Stadium. Yes, where Bayt Winner and Brila FM, yes, have collaborated to host the Brila Fans Watch Party. It's been bubbling since, so look, I even just to name in from the legacy pitch where we don't play friendly. We even beat them. We beat Ireland 2-1, but that is not the main issue right now. The main issue is the World Cup. Yes, the World Cup has started, has officially kicked off, and Qatar and Ecuador, yes, are logged on. And Valencia is the man. He could have easily gotten 3, but one was chalked off. Yes, he got the penalty. One got the penalty. Then the well-timed header, yes, gave Ecuador the second right there for them. And this is 2 goals right now. We have fans right here, and they are ready to comment on this particular one. Senior man, and the Chores, I'll just give you a side. How you doing now?
I did fine, Jerry.
How the matters? How you observe the game?
Nah, so far so good. As they go now, we just come to enjoy and watch the World Cup. We know that we have not got into the peak of the game. We know that these 2 people are just using them to start. Although we are looking ahead. Yes,
who is using who to start?
Yes, the World Cup is using this Qatar and Ecuador to start, because we know there's the main people, the big guys.
If I'm hearing you well, you are trying to tell me now, say World Cup never starts with me.
No, it never starts. This one just
this is the opening game of the World Cup.
Yes, we know, but they are nowhere in football ranking at all. Both of them. They are just from tomorrow. The big boys will start.
Okay, now tomorrow your World Cup starts. All right, look at the first half. What's your observation? Do you see? Is this a result that you expected?
To be honest, yes, I know that Ecuador will surely win, because as I always say, as I said before, Qatar is nowhere if you come to the ranking of football. They are just starting. Yes, they are nowhere.
They say Qatar, no be Qatar.
Qatar, no.
Yeah, look at my. Okay, how you see the events right now? This is the watch party, Brila watch party. How have you seen the environment? What can you say about this particular one?
It's fun, it's enjoyable. At least you come after all the hectic day, you come down on Sunday evening and relax yourself. Catch on with people, meet with people, and saying everything is really fine, and I love it.
All right, quick updates right there. The raffle draw is going on, and they don't start the raffle draw. People don't win money for legacy picture. 5,000, and they talk for Bayt Winner. But right now, the raffle draw for the TV, the raffle draw for the sound system. Yes, I already give them winners. Winners are here. They don't the winner. People instruction already give men are here. Go and register the Bayt Winner. When the time that people register the Bayt Winner, they no answer. Now people will register. They don't the win prize. Boss, how your side?
Make an impact.
How you see the events? How you see the matter?
With Nivea Men Deep Impact. Nivea Men. It starts with you.
I feel you. So looking at this particular game, how you see according to how you take expect?
Yes, that is what I expect. I expect Ecuador to even beat Qatar like 3-1.
Yes, that is my prediction. Calm down.
That is my prediction.
But Mr. Say, this Qatar side doesn't look like a side that will score a goal.
I'm telling you, if they play qualifier, they will not qualify for this
now. For an exclusive fragrance experience.
But let's be sincere, this particular event has been going up. Our major sponsors talking about Bayt Winner.
With a long-lasting woody fragrance.
Yes, from the
deep moisture
of this show. What is it?
A lot of
and a fresh skin feel.
You can confirm matters. You can confirm matters. And the raffle draw is ongoing right now. And do you see yourself winning?
Nivea Men Deep Impact.
I predict myself winning.
Nivea Men.
I've not.
It starts with you.
They've not even given me any.
But you know, say Mago no did the matters.
No, there's no
Mago. For an exclusive fragrance experience.
All right,
try Nivea Men Deep Impact.
I'm positive.
With a long-lasting woody fragrance.
Capital letter positive.
Not even small letter.
And a fresh skin feel. Make an
this particular
impact.
game between Ecuador and Qatar, it is here.
With Nivea Men Deep Impact.
I'm enjoying the match, but you know, the match is already one-sided game now. You understand?
You don't see Qatar coming back?
Qatar, no, I don't see them coming back. They look very weak. Okay. And their midfield is very, very porous. Okay. And it's really making it very hard for their defenders to cope with, because the pressure is too much. Although
the pressure is getting worse.
Yeah, but because on the norms, Qatar, they are not a strong side like that. They are not a team that can compete with Ecuador. Ecuador has more
with a long-lasting woody
fragrance. As Qatar,
moisture.
Yes, obviously. Yeah. They even have one of the highest goal scorers. Yes, talking about the highest goal scorer for Ecuador right there was the man that got both goals. Yes, Valencia. He has scored 5 in World Cup goals so far. And now he has 5 or 6.
I think it's 5 or 6. This is 5th World Cup goal.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
We're supposed to collect that. All right, how have you been seeing this event? How will you rate this first event?
Bro, I almost missed this event too. But you know, I live around Zule. I just say, let me just go and show, man. At the end of the day, I don't like the show. I love the show. I don't like it. I love it. Wait till you go for one now, bro. They know they use me to look at Siam.
For an exclusive fragrance experience.
Let me see this boss. This was only down 1 or 2.
With a long-lasting woody fragrance, deep moisture,
first and foremost, I would say that I'm
and
really
a
very
fresh
happy
skin feel.
for this event.
Making them
Then when you talk about the game there,
with Nivea Men
already
Deep
expected
Impact.
Ecuador
Nivea
to do
Men,
something.
it starts with you.
Qatar is not a thing that maybe you can put your trust on. Qatar is nowhere to be found, if not for the economic boost that they have. Maybe FIFA just ran there.
Okay, let's even look at you from an insider. You participated in the match. Yes, you played for Team Ireland. Even when Mela won't kill now, they go for keeper, they go for keeper. When I shall beat Ireland on penalty. You also played against the likes of the Fire Days.
For an exclusive fragrance experience,
you tested your will against the likes of
try
Big
Nivea
Sam.
Men Deep Impact Body Lotion.
Yes, I'm talking about Chief Blesso.
With
Yes,
a
so
long-lasting woody fragrance,
Brila staff.
deep moisture,
How will you rate this experience? How
and
will
a
you
fresh
describe this
skin
moment?
feel.
Well, first of all, I would say that
Making
it's a kind
impact.
of a privilege because when I was
With Nivea
a lad,
Men Deep
let me
Impact.
just say it's more so that
Nivea Men,
the native men on the
it
street can
starts
understand
with
what I'm
you.
saying. When I was a child, I used to watch the likes of Ifan Udeze on the pitch, as in on the big screen, when he was playing for Nigeria and for his club side. But today, I am privileged to play alongside the almighty Ifan Udeze.
You go there among the few people who go talk say, I follow my way, Fabi play ball.
I'll be very happy. Maybe one day I should play for Brila FM.
This one say that man will Fabi too close.
I'll be very happy. Maybe one day I should play for Brila FM.
If one day she play for Brila FM.
If should Brila FM has a football team, one day I'll play for them.
Do you believe in dreams?
I believe in dreams.
Do you ever see yourself playing against Paris Saint?
Yes, and I would like to play with him also. Maybe
For an exclusive
But you
fragrance
never saw yourself playing
experience,
against him before now.
Yes.
try Nivea Men Deep Impact Body Lotion. With a long-lasting woody fragrance, deep moisture,
All right, Sidoval, I did with you. You just the
and a
observe
fresh skin
procedures
feel.
from this quiet corner where you
Making
live. How your
impact.
matters, how your side.
I'm cool, Jerry. I enjoy myself here.
With Nivea Men Deep Impact.
Yes, this morning, I
Nivea Men,
at the
it
program
starts
before, I
with
enjoy
you.
myself.
All right, Brila, partner in bet winner. There've been a lot of games. Have you won any?
I still expect whether this one win and they do whether I'm going to win the TV.
And the raffle draw. But you don't carry $37. You know the 5 person will carry TV.
I don't know who I offend. They never call me.
Oh, they don't with you. They call her Bashiru. Yes, Bashiru Aruna. Like carry our TV like this. So they don't carry the TV. Bashiru Aruna.
TV was not against you.
Bashiru Aruna don't carry him. He don't carry him. Yes, sir, we have a winner for the TV. Bashiru Aruna is his name. Country of Bet winner in partnership with Brila FM. Yes, sir, gifts have been going up plenty. Gifts have been going up plenty. And the man called Basi. Yes, what is our system? Now, Bashiru Adeshino. Bashiru Aruna. Not Tosa Adeshino. No. Aruna. Yes, sir. Now, I carry this particular one. All right, sir, let's talk about the game now. Do you see Qatar coming back into this particular one?
It's impossible. I'm telling you.
Impossible is nothing.
I'm telling you, this game going to end 4-0. 4-0, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm a show Qatar let me say what compared to
For an exclusive fragrance experience, try Nivea Men Deep Impact Body Lotion. With a long-lasting woody fragrance, deep moisture, and a fresh skin feel.
Alright, let's do some fans. You see how excited fans are right now. I get one sit up for you.
Nivea Men
He just
Deep
a chill with
Impact.
the green bottle. Yes, the bottle
Nivea
is
Men,
green. I don't allow
it
the
starts
matters.
with
I don't
you.
allow the matters. Boss, on your side now.
My guy, I full ground.
How you see the event? How you see Brila and Bayt winner? How you see the way they run matters for you?
First of all, make I introduce myself. My name is Oliver Mbaneko.
Okay.
So I think we are here to catch fun and everything is going well. So it has been enjoyable. So we are here to catch fun. We are here to catch fun. Yeah.
You don't say everybody went there and have Brila fan. Capacity of Brila. People went there plenty. And then we start the count. Have you been mingling? Have you been making friends? Have you been connecting with people?
Yes. Now, see, maybe you don't know me. I'm a fan of Brila for almost 10 years plus now. I do call when Murphy Jemba was working with the Brila FM.
And even when they call
Overdose and the rest of them, they are my friends. So I've been mingling with them. Brila is part of me and part of my family.
You are the family of Brila. Shop local, shop up. Yeah, get there. All right, let's quickly talk about how you see the environment. Have you won anything so far?
No, I've not won anything.
But you don't say Mago no did the matters.
I decide the Jugudo they go now. Yes, now everything is in order now. So I've not won anything.
So no regrets, You enjoy.
I have no regrets. I'm just here to catch fun because I'm. Qatar.
No, na the one that they
no, nah. You know,
say they stretch.
You know, say now then they play against South American side now. You know those people now. It's destiny that they will lose.
Destiny.
Yes.
Destiny. He said that destiny for Qatar. Yes, say they supposed to collect. Say that destiny to collect. I don't understand that particular one. I don't understand. I said this man here. In the way Arsenal just. I saw you. I remember your face. You were at the
watch party at Piccadilly.
Yes, now you are here at the National Stadium. Yes. Back to back, now they follow us. They follow the matter. By your side. It's hot now. Hot.
Yes.
Okay. This particular match, check mouth. They feel collide.
For where, even though they want to equalize, it could be 1-0, it could be 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah. I notice they get anything to do for this.
All right. How you see this event? This partnership with Bayt winner and Brila.
In short, we enjoy. No be small enjoyment. We are catching crew here.
Brila! All right, sir. All right, my pass for you. That is situation report from the National Stadium. Yes, we dey hold this bar. Yes, sir, where we dey watch the match live and direct. Pius, I dey hear you for that side. Joseph the dreamer. Yes, I dey hear you for that side. And at this point, I go say man, I collect matter from Ando because men go rush me. Men go still collect my matters. So you guys should have fun. Thank you very much. I keep listening to Brila.
Correct guy. All right, that's the voice of Adeoluwa. Yes, of course, right there from the National Stadium there in Surulere. Of course, I will be connecting back to him, and of course, in a couple of minutes. But right now, I think we need to pay some bills, and of course, after the bills, we'll be back because the second half has just kicked off.
Yes, that was the halftime show sponsored by Nivea, and of course, we'll be back after they're playing all of the paying bills basically, and we'll be back to take all of the reactions. Yes, the second half has kicked off, and of course, it's all action right here on Brila FM.
Now, for an exclusive fragrance experience, try Nivea Men Deep Impact Body Lotion. With a long-lasting woody fragrance, deep moisture, and a fresh skin feel. Make an impact with Nivea Men Deep Impact. Nivea Men, it starts with you.
Premier League is not UEFA. Small body, my engine bigger gun. Leko, you already know it is Mr. Money with good news from Paris Match. And as person with sharp, you must collect this season. So yeah, get up to 220% welcome bonus to bet on sport and casino. 500% ACA bonus for a bigger win and enjoy fast payout any day, anytime. And for the season World Cup special, win a share of the 10 million Terminator jackpot when you bet on Paris Match. Visit parismatch.ng to sign up today. Paris Match, they play, you win. So yeah,
The station with attitude.
Remember those restaurants you've been meaning to try? Here's your chance. This restaurant week, you can indulge in a delicious Wagyu from your favorite steakhouse or a truffle-infused Alfredo from that new Italian place. Enjoy curated fine dining at the best restaurants in Lagos and Abuja, exclusive to MasterCard holders from the 7th to 27th of November 2022. Visit www.awariapp.com for more info. T's and C's apply. MasterCard, priceless.
Dan, what's up? Why are you looking so excited?
Jeffy, my guy, I have found another way to earn extra income.
Really? Is it Forex or one of these online schemes?
Nah, I'm talking about BetWinner. See, I am converting my knowledge of sports into opportunity to earn spare income with BetWinner. Just log on to www.betwinner.ng or m.betwinner.ng to register, and you can get up to 130,000 naira for sports and 169,000 naira for casino as first-time bonus. Hey!
BetWinner gives you the advantage of making a minimum deposit of 250 naira, stake as low as 30 naira, and a withdrawal minimum of 550 naira. With BetWinner, you can ensure your bet and have peace of mind. Withdrawal of winning is instant. Join the League of BetWinners today. Log on to www.betwinner.ng or m.betwinner.ng on mobile and let the fun begin.
You have to be 18 plus to engage in betting.
BetWinner, home of true winners.
Remember those restaurants you've been meaning to try? Here's your chance. This restaurant week, you can indulge in a delicious Wagyu from your favorite steakhouse or a truffle-infused Alfredo from that new Italian place. Enjoy curated fine dining at the best restaurants in Lagos and Abuja, exclusive to MasterCard holders from the 7th to 27th of November 2022. Visit www.awariapp.com for more info. T's and C's apply. MasterCard, priceless.
Brila FM on 88.9. The station with attitude.
Yes, of course, we are still back on your Champions Die Sports with 88.9 Brila FM. No make me stutter. Champions Die, of course, Sports with 88.9 Brila FM. And of course, we are still here. We are still saving you the actions. We are still taking your calls and, of course, taking your reactions. Qatar still taking on Ecuador. 52 minutes of play already. It's still Ecuador. Ecuador 2. Of course, Qatar no go. Or you could say Qatar no go. Ecuador 2, if you may. Because Qatar are the home side in this particular encounter. Of course, we've had 53 minutes already played in that particular encounter, and of course we are still looking for the third goal. Will it come from Qatar or from Ecuador? 090-40,889, 090-41,889. Of course, just about a few minutes back, Valencia actually had an opportunity to score an hat-trick in this particular game because of course at that particular point in time he did his best to latch onto a cross field pass, but then it was too long for him, and of course it went out of play. Of course, he was unable to get the third goal for himself in that particular one. Of course, after that, yes, of course, Estopina of Ecuador tried to find Romario Ibarra, but of course, he puts the ball. He puts too much power, of course, on the through ball, and his teammates talking about Ibarra was unable to get into that particular pass. Of course, they were unable to convert that particular chance, and it went begging. After 53 minutes of play, make that 54 if you may, is still Qatar no go, Ecuador 2. 090-40,889, 090-41,889. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you.
My name is Timothy.
Timothy, welcome.
Yeah, you know what? Qatar is just embarrassing FIFA because they are not playing anything. They are playing like Giwa SC of Nigeria. I think that they should do quick. And
Why
get out
you
from
they drag GYFC? GYFC, you guys want to they in existence again? They drag them.
USC go beat this Qatar like 5-0. You understand? What did they play? They play like even safe. Man, the USC too much. Economy safe of Nigeria.
Oh, you don't know say Economy pass GYFC? I mean, don't know say GYFC don't disband them.
Wait, my chairman. He said that like this we go, they watch the World Cup. Maybe they don't play the World Cup at all. Which kind of ball in this one? Now we see want see. Even though in Nigeria league, you never be like this. Super Eagles never play like Qatar. Qatar go fit beat the Super Eagles. Even though say what Super Eagles no good. I beg you, make Qatar do make they come back so they watch people wait.
I know they go anywhere. Now they are home they did. Now they are home they did.
This type of soft plantain where we go they look up and down. Now plantain with the chop. Plantain say never stop like this. Now so I beg you, make they do come back home. Ecuador make they score 3 more goals. Make they be 5 minutes spell their name. Make they come back.
All right, thank you. 090-40,889. 090-41,889. It looked like the whole paparazzi and the whole Raz and the and everything we've been seeing coming to this World Cup. If this is the kind of thing you want to start serving us after all the whole interesting thing we've seen, it would have been better they didn't even show us those kind of things at the earlier parts.
At the end of the day, it's the World Cup. It's not about the host nation. It's not about the host country. It would never be about them. It's about them just hosting it and then giving them honorable, just honor. I think it's honorable.
No. Sometimes it could be about the host nation because if it apart from the finals and the semi-finals, of course, I think the matches that will have one of the largest crowds or that will pull the largest crowd will be the matches that the host countries will be playing in.
Yeah, of course, I think so. But then it depends on how well they follow football in those nations. Yes, the host countries will have the home advantage, even though you don't watch football. You want to support your country and all of that. But then the football fans who are traveling from all over the world want to see Germany versus Spain. They want to see France versus Argentina. They want to see Nigeria versus.
But you won't get those kind of fixtures in the group stage.
You won't get them. But then I feel like nobody would expect Qatar to rather do something. Yeah, maybe they would accept you are getting your expectations too high. But then imagine a game like Qatar versus Netherlands. I don't think anybody would expect them to put up a good fight. Imagine if they have been playing Netherlands in the first game of the tournament. So I don't think anybody would have expected them to do better. But I think it's more about let's just participate. I mean, I don't expect Qatar to really do anything against the big guns. But then they are playing Ecuador, who so many people don't reckon with, and as a matter of fact, the last time they played, they won 4-3, 2019. Yeah. So maybe it's not such of a big spectacle like they want to expect. But then it is what it is. The team are not playing like they've been camping for 5 months, and then we expected them to if you suspended your leagues for 5 months, everybody is expected to be at the camp training. And somehow you are putting all of this. I think it has to do with the manager. Well, maybe they'll kind of like reply in the second half. Maybe they will come out to play and all of those things. It's still very much to see. But then it is what it is at the moment, and they are being run over. Maybe Ecuador wants to give them that respect of, okay, you guys are the host nations. We won't embarrass you. They will try to keep the scoreline respected. But it's the World Cup. I mean, anything will be expected.
Yes, of course. 090-40,889, 090-41,889. Anything that can be. Yes, everybody can be beaten. Everybody can be beaten.
Everybody can be beaten.
Hello, good evening. Good evening.
My name is Matthew.
Matthew, good evening. Welcome.
I'm watching this match live. The reason why Ecuador is leading is because they are playing with the weakest team in the group. And I will bet my money Ecuador cannot beat Senegal. This Ecuador team cannot beat Senegal. And if Senegal don't qualify in this group, they fucked up.
Hey, you mentioned that F word. You meant they don't go.
Apologies, please. Please.
Let's go to married man Ahamba.
You're not supposed to know these kind of things.
You know, hear me. I said, let's go to married man Ahamba.
let's go.
give us.
Let's get straight to Paizi, the pie man. Because let's get to Paizi.
I've received some messages. You know, I posted it on my WhatsApp before, and somebody was who be these fine bros? And I was like, bros, these fine bros really talk. They don't mind.
You also market. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Did I tell you that? Were you at my wedding?
Your wife might believe.
Were you at my wedding? You were not there. How did you know I was married? How? This one,
this brother don't marry.
This one, market. Of course, just let's get straight to the match start. 60 minutes already in that particular game. Ball possession 52% to Ecuador and 48% to Qatar at the home side. Goal attempts 2 to Ecuador, 2 to Qatar, I beg your pardon, 4 to Ecuador, the away side. Shots on goal, none have gone the way of Qatar, and of course 3 have gone the way of Ecuador in this particular one. Talking about shots on goal, shots off goal, 2 to Qatar, 1 to Ecuador. Block shots, none, of course, in this particular game. After 60 minutes already, 13 free kicks to Qatar, 11 to Ecuador. Yes, of course, in this particular game, no corner kicks for Qatar, and of course, just one corner kick for Ecuador in this particular game. Yes, of course, Qatar have been caught offside twice already, and of course, Ecuador have been caught offside thrice in this particular game. 13 throw-in have gone the way of Qatar, 10 have gone the way of Ecuador. Goalkeeper saves, just 1 have gone the way of Qatar. The goalkeeper of Qatar who has been issued a yellow card, the first yellow card of this particular World Cup, talking about World Cup 2022, Qatar 2022, was gone the way of the goalkeeper of Ecuador, talking about Al Shaid. Yes, of course, he's the first man to be issued a yellow card in this particular game. Of course, you can have that, keep that in your record, write down somewhere, because you could be asked, or it could be one of your questions in a couple of days to come. Talking about, yes, going back to the statistics of this particular game, no goalkeeper save for Ecuador in this particular game. 10 fouls apiece for both sides. Yellow cards. We've had 5 yellow cards in this particular game. 3 have gone the way of Qatar. That's the only place they are leading in terms of statistics, and of course 2 have gone the way of Ecuador. Total passes, 297 total passes, and of course they've been able to complete 248 of those. Talking about Qatar, while for Ecuador, the away side, they've been able to amass a total number of 320 total passes, and they completed 272 of those. Talking about the away side, Ecuador. Yes, of course, in terms of tackles, 6 tackles have gone the way of Qatar, the home side, while 9 have gone the way of Ecuador, the away side. In terms of, of course, I'm talking about attacks. Yes, 58 attacks have gone the way of Qatar. Of course, 8 of those have been dangerous, while 50 of those have not been dangerous. But for Ecuador, 76 attacks and 25 of those have been very dangerous. When I mean very dangerous, of course, they have been in the half of the Qataris. Of course, you can also make that their 18-yard box because they've been attacking this particular game. Looking at getting the 3rd goal in this particular international. If you look at the 3rd goal or more, is on and dusted.
Well, Qatar have been able to kind of like muster something which was called probably a revival ever since they started in the second half. But then it's all still Ecuador thing. So it's still 2 goals to nothing in favor of Ecuador, who are leading. Well, I wouldn't say away from home, because they are not the same place all of them do. So Qatar 0, Ecuador 2. But then Ena Valencia started the second half as well. So just in case you're wondering if he started the second half as well because of the niggling injury he complained about in the first half, and he's still on the pitch at the moment. But then swaths of empty seats as second half restarted. There were many home fans seen leaving the stadium at halftime. They never
that
first game. They never play Netherlands. They never play Senegal. They don't come on.
I feel like they have very high expectations. The expectations are quite high coming into this game. And if after 45 minutes your team they 2 goes down, first game of the World Cup.
I'll tell you something. USA 94. You don't say USA were a big team right there. Imagine those who call football soccer, and then they say they want to. Just do all these things. I
know where you do.
So it's not about the home fans or anything.
But the expectations they high. They don't feel say they don't. If they don't dey camp for like 4 or 5 months, they don't.
If you like camp for 20 months. Anybody will go chop because even people where be football this thing. Not be so in Germany 2010. See how the way it can't be like say England, no, they prepare at all. 2010 World Cup, 4-1. No be Brazil. Brazil chop 7 just 2014 against Germany. But I beg Qatar go Qatar fans. If you like, I think somebody predicted their first half draw and somebody second half nobody wins in the Facebook live session. Right about now, I think he must have been probably wallowing in tears or tearing his tickets apart. But then it's still 2-0 in favor of Ecuador. They are leading the Qataris, who are the host nation. So let us still get your reactions. 09040,889 and 09040,889. Yes, chime into the conversation. What are your expectations? What have you seen so far? What has been, interesting to you in the first half? Just been in the second half. So what are your observations so far? Hello, good evening.
Off your radio.
Hello.
Hello, Abeg, help us off your radio.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I've been trying to reach you guys for quite some time now. You guys are not taking my call.
It's not as if we are not picking your call. It's because we are taking other people's calls. So everybody they call at the same time.
Welcome.
Yeah, I believe this football analyst that is interesting. So for me, I think Ecuador is going to win the match. I don't think Qatar playing anything this match. I'm not going to win the match.
So you think Ecuador will score more goals? You think Ecuador will score more goals? There's no...
Yeah.
You don't
Ecuador is going to win the match. They are going to win the match because I don't think Qatar is playing anything. Because you are listening to the match now, as analyzing the match. I don't think Qatar is going to win this match. No. I go for Ecuador.
Welcome, Shay. And he thinks it looks like the Qataris, they don't even care. I mean, maybe some of the fans have left the stadium, but the ones in the stadium are bouncing, they are clapping, they are shouting, they are having the fun of their lives. So.
Those ones chop on children. They also go out.
But you know that
they're not chop.
There were, would I say, call it rumors that some fans were actually brought in from Pakistan to support and they were paid. They are going to be paid with free school meals and accommodations and all of those things. Maybe they are working for your money. Shout for your money. 09040,009. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
I don't know.
Yeah.
My name is Osisioma Chineke.
Osisioma Chineke. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
All right. Watching Ecuador and Qatar. My own personal opinion, I never expected Qatar to win any of those 3 matches in the group stages. They will not. I think the glory of this World Cup for them is hosting the whole world into their nation. Yes, making the whole world to come and see what they have done in their own country. So that is the glory of it. But saying that they are going to qualify even to the quarter-final or whatever, no. It's not with these players. For these players, there's no difference between them and Super Eagles of Nigeria.
You have to go there.
You just the drag drag anybody now and I do the thing, I don't know they calm down.
They are not different. They are just the same thing. So I just wish them good luck, sir. Thank you, my brother.
They are not the same thing, sir.
Yeah. Of course, this game has seen the most cards, 5 yellows in the World Cup opener since Germany versus Bolivia in 1994. 6 yellow cards and 1 red card in that one. So just one more yellow card and another red card, they'll be breaking record. And of course, Qatar are slowly running out of ideas. They haven't got the players out there in order to affect the game at the moment. And of course, we will look at we continue to see the match and maybe they can just try to muster something back. And of course, let us take you back to the 63rd minute where Qatar had a real chance in the absence of Pedro Miguel, powering a header wide from about 16 yards out. So it looks like Qatar could maybe try to do something. As well, it's not the best of good football, in all honesty. Ecuador's Angelo Preciado needs some treatment after hurting himself sliding the ball out for a throw-in. And we might just continue to hope, or would I say hope? The Qatari fans would hope that they can maybe keep up that momentum and continue to try to find a little bit of space to score at least one goal in this very encounter. Yeah, welcome back. Of course, the scoreline is still 2-0 in favor of Ecuador. Yes, just a little bit of statistics at this point in time. 50% possession to each side, and of course 3 shots on target for Qatar, and Ecuador getting the other 5. While 3 shots have been on target for the Ecuadorian side, and they've scored 2 out of those 3 shots on target. 1 corner in the entire match. Well, and of course, 11 fouls going to Qatar and 10 going the way of Ecuador. So that is what is happening at the moment. Keep taking your calls 090 40,000 89 090 41,000 89. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, my name is Ona. I'm calling from Gold.
Welcome, Ona.
Yeah. I want to talk about the Qatar Ecuador match.
Let's go.
Yeah, Ecuador will win that game, but I don't see them qualifying for that game.
I mean, they have 3 points already.
They have 3 points. Doesn't mean they qualify. They have Netherlands next and then Senegal. So, I want Netherlands.
Right. Thank you very much for coming in. Still taking all of your calls 090 41,000 89 090 40,000 89.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, this is George.
Welcome, George.
For me, Qatar fans are going. What did they even expect? Let me say that we are talking about a qualifier now. It's not because of the kind of money that they have. Can they qualify to the World Cup? Let them go there and enjoy themselves. And they will at least enjoy themselves and forget about what they are playing the fish. Because they are not going to do that. They are not going to do anything in that group. When they are going just the first game, the people are, for me, I don't really know what may happen to that first goal. See, now I'm still calculating on what happened in that first goal that they can select. By now it's supposed to be 3-0. So for me, let them just go there and enjoy themselves. And for it, it's show more that you are going to win a game. Because they themselves know that they are not a footballing nation. It's not the kind of money that they have that people have started this World Cup to them. The World Cup that we are playing in December period. So for me, so let them go there and enjoy themselves and play about whatever it is. That I won't like to see them being angry on the team that whether they are defeating the team or not. Because if you see them, I know it's footballing nation. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. It doesn't expect them, to kind of have the feeling that they could do something in this match, as they are not a footballing nation. Well, that is subjective, and of course you can, say your own opinions. And of course, I'll quickly give you a little bit of stats from there. We have had substitutions in this match. Now let's take you back to the 68th minute where Jeremy Sarmiento has replaced Romario Ibarra for Ecuador. He joins Brighton players Moises Caicedo and Pervis Ostupinian in the team. So we have about 3 players from Brighton in the first in the 11 playing at the moment for Ecuador. And right about now we join the CEO of Brila Media, and of course he'll be telling us what are his observations on the match. Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So how's it been, sir? From the opening ceremony, you've seen a lot of opening ceremonies. You've covered a lot. You've been to grounds where it has happened. Compared to the other ones we've seen so far, how's it been for you? How does this stand out to you?
Well, they have done very well. Everything was magnificent, and they added a bit of culture to it, which made it even more spectacular.
So it has been spectacular. And do you feel this has been the best so far, compared to, I mean, everybody still talks about the South Africa 2010, the open ceremony, how it's, lived up to all of the billing. Do you think this one really beats every other one?
Well, we have time and season. And of course, this is a technological age, so you want to expect that things will be better done. So you don't compare what happened in 1932, for example, 1950, for example, 1970, to what is happening today. So they have had a lot of money at their disposal, first-grade technological equipment at their disposal, and so things have been a lot easier for them to do. So answering that question will be very, very related.
So now let's talk about the criticisms Qatar has received towards handling or even hosting this World Cup at large, because the president of FIFA talked about Gianni Infantino has said people should rather look at the game for what it is rather than for all of the political reasons they've been trying to conjure up. Do you think it is really easy for people to take away the human factor away from the sport itself?
Well, because I'm an African, I will say no. But again, it comes down to the kind of leadership that we've had in Africa over the years. And of course, a few other things that some journalists have been able to expose concerning how Qatar got the World Cup awarded to them in the first place, and also how they used migrant workers, a lot of them Africans, to do a lot of things, and today so many of them are dead and buried.
So does that mean going to the World Cup, probably to the latter stages, would have something people can look at and say, okay, yes, this is a proper World Cup, away from all of the human angles they want to filter into it? I mean, this is more like looking into the future, which is quite not predictable. But I think subjectively for me, it is a World Cup where it talks to go on over time. But then to the locals themselves, do you think it would have any, maybe a shift in their culture, a paradigm, a change in the way they see things? I mean, you've been there, you've seen you've mingled with a whole lot of locals who have hosted this World Cup. But then, any changes you think that the World Cup might impact in their lives as a nation?
Again, it comes down to where you're coming from. Religion is a very, very strong thing. And so many look at it in a different way, and sentimentally so. So when they take decisions based on religion, the locals will be very, very happy. Qatar is not a poor country. FIFA came with its financiers, its sponsors. And to Qatar, how much are they really paying, and who are they paying to? So with all that, they're allowed to go on so that the culture is debased. Remember, there will be life after the World Cup. So they considered a lot of things in taking their stand. And again, when you are dealing with a country that is super rich, they want to put their culture first. And that's what they have tried to do. Now, in terms of even those who they may have wronged politically, you find too that even their football is multicultural and also multiracial. For example, a lot of the players you are seeing for Qatar today are boys who were born in Sudan, in Tanzania, Egypt, Algeria, France. So a lot of them, indeed about 16 of the players, were not originally Qataris. They had to naturalize. They were allowed to stay in the country, play their football. Many of them started at the Aspire Academy. And that's how so when you look at the Qatar national team, like someone has observed, you don't really see Qataris as such in terms of skin color and others. So you don't really see the people of Qatar. You see those who came there, who were born there, who are black in nature, but then they carry the Qatar passport. So that is how they have been able to build this thing.
So this conversation actually leads with something that has been in the minds of so many people in the country. I mean, word of the street says that the foreign-born bred Super Eagles internationals don't really have that soul, to play for the Super Eagles, and it's always like a different, feeling when the people who are born here and have actually seen the, what it really means to play for the Super Eagles. And, I just want to know your thoughts on imagine having a Super Eagles of about 10 players who are foreign individuals.
Well, unlike Qatar, we just pick them. For example, if you ask me till this day, one of the major reasons we failed to get to this World Cup was carrying that match to the National Stadium in Abuja. Because a lot of the boys we started out with in the final game against Ghana had not played a match at that venue before. So they failed to know the texture of the grass, apart from the few days of training that they had. So they were not used to the contours of the stadium, to how the grass speaks to the ball. There are a lot of things involved in football. And again, because some of them had not played with us, they failed to realize the Nigerian culture. For example, the Akpako-giving culture of our people. By that I mean the grit, the industry that we show, the dexterity, the fight to finish culture. So we lacked all that, and we thought, like the Qatar team was taught to do too, that going softly, trying to be Spain while holding the Qatar passport would help. So that is where we have missed it. If we have to call boys to do business for us from Europe, they must be told that African football involves a lot of physicality. Again, they also must have very good match readers. At times the coach gets enveloped by the moment, and so he doesn't see everything. Those who are reading matches for him should be bold enough to talk to him. How many times did you see people stand and go to a voice to say, this is what is happening? In fact, in a talk, we were told that when Ghana changed to a six-man midfield, it was difficult for our boys to even know until a particular player voiced it out. Again, you don't blame the coach because he doesn't see everything. People are supposed to be behind the scene, reading. What football has become today is that you feed everything about every player into the computer. So it starts telling you the man who holds the ball the most, how many kilos a player has covered, talking about doing his runs on the field, and then the lines that they have to follow when they play. For example, what I've been enjoying all day is the way Ecuador sets up. You find that once the ball is in their goal area, you find that the letter C. Yes. So with that, you find Estupian and the Caicedo. I'll confirm those names again. You find that they start moving forward. And so they say letter C. Now, once they pass the center line, you find that those two players who play wider football are ready to join the midfield and the attack. And then once they lose the ball, and at that time when they still have the ball, you find that they melt into a three-man formation at the back. Yes. So you don't find many players at the back. You find just three because the ball is with them. Once they lose it, everybody goes back. And then you find, again, the letter C, but this time they are going to a straight line. And once they get the ball again, they move. So you've been seeing the transition that they've been doing. Yes. And that is what I think the coach should be very happy about today.
Yes, talking about the transition, and Qatar has actually been able to muster, some of the, even if they are little chances created, half chances. Do you think there's a way back for them in this game?
Well, first and foremost, when you go into war, that's why you have generals in the army. That's why you have leaders. No matter how difficult it is, you find that generals, they may carry cards, but they don't just come out and say they had injuries. So you must lead based on what you say. The coach of Qatar Felix Sanchez, said before this match that he did not promise Qatar the World Cup. When you say such things and your players here, they get deflated in a way. They are unable to do the extra bounce. They don't go and fight. And so he did not promise Qatar the World Cup. He only wants to play good against good teams. And so no goals so far in the second half. First half they conceded 2. So they have played good in this second half. If that is what the coach wants to achieve. And he's achieving it that way because the standard he set for himself is not very high. Contrastingly, you find that the coach of Ecuador, Alfaro Gustavo, told his boys, our last 7 matches, we did not really do well. Results were not heart-pumping. So let's go out there and prove to the world that we can do something. This same Ecuador that we are all watching played 0-0 against Iraq, 0-0 against Japan, in fact against Saudi Arabia, 0-0. So you find today they are playing better than they ever did. They beat Nigeria, you recall in June, they beat us 1-0, but that was not our full squad. And before us also, or after us, they beat Cape Verde 1-0. And their best match was 1-1 against Argentina. So they carried that spirit of the game they played against Argentina to this. And again, talk about the players you are seeing on parade. The coach of Qatar picked players from the home league. Yes. And so when FIFA tells you that Qatar is not well ranked, 49 in the world, you can understand why today. So if you look at the FIFA ranking and you see what has been happening today, you know why they are not doing well. Again, the coach, after failing to pick players, get people to naturalize and carry the Qatar passport, just depended on what he too learned from Barcelona. And so he tried to teach the tiki-taka. And to find what Qatar has tried to do in this game, they've been trying to do the tiki-taka, but a very poor copy of tiki-taka. Again, because the coach is from Spain. Very, very poor copy of tiki-taka. But would you expect that from a country, from a team where you have players who do business with boys who are retiring or who have seen their best moments in football? So they say when you are getting tired, go to Asia and play. Go to Qatar and earn more money. So what you are seeing is the kind of stuff that people have given us over the years. And so that is what it's been. The Ecuador coach was clear in telling his boys, we are going to take on the champions of Africa, champions of Asia. And the Netherlands ranked between 1 and 4 now when you look at the whole of Europe. So he prepared the minds of the boys. The 8th match, and a team that was having 1-0, 0-0, never scored 2 before, has scored 2 today. And they say 8 is the sign of new beginning.
Well, Coachy, let's look at the quality of football. Of course, we've seen after 87 minutes of play right now. Before the kickoff of this particular game, a lot of persons felt like this could be the World Cup for the underdogs. I'm talking about the countries whom a lot of persons would not have easily expected to win the World Cup. But looking at the quality of gameplay we've seen today, I don't know if you still believe that this, or if you think, anyways, that this World Cup will probably be a World Cup for the underdogs, knowing fully well that it is happening at a time where we don't usually have the World Cup. And of course, so looking at every factor put together, do you think this World Cup might probably be a World Cup for one of the underdogs?
Well, that's difficult to say. We have to see all the teams play to be able to analyze what the coaches do. We've seen, for example, that Qatar tries to imitate the Spanish tiki-taka, and they have not learned it at all. Indeed, they do not seem to know the tiki-taka thing code. And so we need to see the teams play. But again, if you look at most of the teams, based on the players that they call, you find that in Africa, for example, Senegal and Ghana, the Ghanaians have been very careful in taking people to their teams. And again, whether they just do Africa, these African countries do. Just that Sadio Mane will not be doing this. But let's see how the other teams play, and we can very well analyze.
Yeah, Coach, I'm sorry, we have to drag this because but then we do not usually have you, and but each time we have you, we try to make out everything we can get from you. Let's look at the African countries in this particular tournament. We have Senegal, we have Tunisia, we have Morocco, and of course we have Ghana. And well, we actually seeing a game right now in a group where Ghana actually been placed. Talking about the group that we have in Qatar, Ecuador, of course, Ghana and Senegal. How do you think the African countries in the tournament will fare? Especially looking at Senegal in this particular group. We've seen Ghana, we've seen Qatar right now, and of course, we are also seeing Ecuador.
Yes, I don't know if the Senegalese still took Sadio Mane to the World Cup, even though he's been ruled out of any of the matches. But his presence alone will do the other players a whole lot of good. So if he's there, whatever the coach tells, he should be able to read the game and advise his teammates on what to do. The Senegalese team is a very, very good team, very well prepared. These boys have been in Europe, seen the toughest of players and done the toughest of matches. And so for the Africans going, I will tip Senegal to do very, very well. Very, very well. And again, because of the kind of surgery that they have done to their team, we will enjoy Ghana.
All right, Coach. Finally, before we go, do you think Nigeria would be missed for this World Cup? You know, I mean, if not for the players themselves or the national team with everything that is attached to them. I mean, the jerseys, the paparazzis. You know, we bring in the source. Do you think we'll be missed?
Well, the world has been following what has been happening to Nigeria. So externally, and by that I mean the rest of the world, won't be missing Nigeria. There's nothing special about the Nigerian team anymore. If you look at our graph, we've been dropping since 1994. And that's why to this day, people still say the 1994 squad was the best. So what happened to all of that? Because they've been dropping. Those who miss Nigeria are people of Nigeria. So I miss Nigeria, you miss Nigeria. But clearly the boys themselves don't seem to miss themselves at the World Cup. See what happened with the last friendly. You lost a match and you were busy pleading with players for jerseys at that level. Not sorrowful that you were disgraced for me. Them laughing as if nothing happened. So something is still wrong. I think our biggest problem, whether in sports, football itself, or other spheres of life, is that Nigerians have not shown Nigeria enough love.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us. And that was the voice of the chairman CEO of Brila Media. Yes, he has been there. Has been with to the greatest, stadiums, to the greatest venues about the World Cup. And of course, he has so much insights. And of course, he has just given us a little bit of what
he spoke with my mind. To be honest with you, I also felt like yes, that Senegal would of course do will go the farthest in this particular competition. And looking at the way they've been preparing over the years, and of course he made mention of the fact that Senegal, this is a team that have been building over the years. He mentioned 5, 6, 7 years, and then you cannot take anything away from that particular team. And that is the reason. That is the reason why I would feel like in this particular group. I mean, I've seen Qatar. This is Qatar. This is Ecuador. They're playing right now in front of me, and I can't see anything special in them. To be honest with you, even though Qatar defeating, I keep mentioning Qatar. Ecuador defeating Qatar right now 2-0. They have not been fantastic, in my own opinion. If Senegal are to face now, I'm talking about the Senegal that are playing at the real Senegal we know. Like if Senegal wants to play football, you know. If Senegal wants to play for you, of course you know. If they bring their A game against this same Ecuador team that I'm seeing right now, I think they would. It might not be easy, but I think they will actually get at least a point from that particular game. If they get a point from Ecuador, defeat Qatar, and then see if they can get a point from the Netherlands, I think they will get out of the group.
Well, I think Ghana particularly like the way they're prepared for this World Cup. Yeah, not like I'm not even talking about results-wise, especially with the game I saw against Brazil. I think they played a good football. They played good football, and yes, maybe they didn't score a lot of goals, but then we could see against Switzerland they scored 2 goals unreplied. So I think so many people are not giving them their flowers. They are not giving them, probably the recognition that they need or they would have wanted. But it's all good for them because nobody will really see them coming. But then it's another thing to qualify from a group that has Portugal in it, or making something out of the World Cup as a whole. But then they are down. Talking about Qatar, they are definitely down, but the fans are having a ball. They've created a really good atmosphere in this one. I don't know what has been sponsoring their excitement, but somehow they've been able to make things good for themselves, and nobody really can tell them anything. They are joyful, even as they are losing. They don't care. They don't care. Yes, let us give you a little bit of quick stats from that from this particular match. Yes, Qatar have. Yes, I think based on possession alone, they've been able to, kind of like match up with the Ecuadorian. But then at this moment, it's 47% to 53% for Ecuador, even though it has very much been 50-50 for, so much of the match. Well, 5 shots for both sides, and then no shots on target yet for Qatar. Even though they've created enough chances for them to have scored at least a goal in this match. But then 3 shots on target for Ecuador, and they scored 2. And that means no single shot on target in the second half so far in this encounter. It has been a drab second half, I must tell you. But then corners, this is the second corner we'll be seeing in this match. And of course, it has gone to waste. And then 15 fouls goes the way of Qatar, while Ecuador have 14. So we'll be taking all your reactions, even though as the match is already in the 94th minute, 5 minutes has been added in about 18 seconds now. The referee will tell us he has had enough. So 090 40,000 89 0090 41,000 89. Hello, good evening. Hello. Well, you have to call back if you can. 090 40,000 89 and 090 41,000 889. It is happening 0 to Qatar and 2 to Ecuador. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
My name is Emmanuel.
Welcome, Emmanuel.
Please help us to tell the result of the match that happened.
Yes, you get that one after the match. We are covering the game now. Qatar and Ecuador. After this game, you will get all those ones. Don't worry.
Calm down. Yeah. All right. And yes, we've seen enough of that match. Yes, hello.
Hello, is this Brila FM?
Yes, SportsTV, but not Brila FM.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening
my
to
name
you.
is Chris.
Chris, welcome.
Yes, going by the opening game, we can say Qatar's performance was not too good. But when we look at what FIFA is trying to do, FIFA is trying to spread football. And based on what Infantino said, it's about celebrating football. And I think that's what Qatar and his fans are doing. Also, so their performance, man.
Hello. Well, you have to call back if you can. Yes, let's quickly join them at the National Stadium right there in Surulere. Yes, they want to give us a situation of what's how it went down. Yes, the Brila fans watch party, the World Cup party. I'm sure so many people have their takes to tell us. I mean about the World Cup. The opening match, Qatar have just been defeated in the opening game of the 2022 Qatar World Cup. So let us quickly join them in the stadium. Hello.
All right, Joseph, I deal with you. Double twally, like give it for that side. Yes, still reporting from the National Stadium. Yes, it's Surulere, where we just watched the opening game of the Qatar FIFA World Cup. Yes, Qatar, now they collect Qatar be like Qatar, and they collect Ecuador give them 2. And there's a step body. All their fans, they don't go to cry, they don't host World Cup, they go play for this World Cup. And that's what they pass. Yes, we've watched the match right here. Activities have been going on. Gifts, yes, have been going on. I must tell you, raffle draw. Now it happen like this, raffle draw. They give person TV, they give person money, they give person deck. Yes, all those old theaters, sound system. Yes, they arrange and give people gifts like caps. Yes, gifts like shirts, gifts like key holder. They give people bag. They give people. What they don't collect for you? Yes, best winner. Yes, they've championed this particular one. The headline sponsor. Yes, we've had all that sponsors collaborate. What do you talk? Now everything we collect. Let's see. Yeah, let me see that correct. That's so. I didn't see people like you. Brila. That's so.
People now me
Let me. You see that top pattern. We go talk out for camera. But right now the game is over. How do you see this particular one? Shey you expect say Ecuador supposed top the two?
Now Ecuador go top the group. If they don't top the group, at least they will carry second.
Top the group, ke?
No, they don't top the group.
They go north, you don't carry me go west. No. They don't be top out. But what should happen like this?
Now Holland go top the group.
Holland.
Yes.
All right. Let me just show you this one. Let me just show you this one. Give you. Inside the 5 African teams where they go, which one will go far? Senegal dey, Tunisia dey, Cameroon dey, Ghana dey, Morocco dey.
I see Morocco, they will go far.
Morocco will go far. Morocco will go far. Wetin you dey talk?
Na Ghana.
What about you? Ghana. Your Ghanaian brothers. What about you?
Senegal.
What about you?
Senegal.
All right, very quickly. Let's quickly take your reaction about this one. Boss, how will you see this event? Yes, you've been here since 12 that this event has started. It's been long hours. Let me tell you talking about long hours. These 7 long hours. Yes, that we've been enjoying ourselves. Time flies so fast. At the beginning, Shay you know say, or Shay you believe say everything will happen fast.
Yes, I believe so. Brila FM I'll try well, then do well.
Think what about Brila FM, my neck? Go! Another one. Think what about Brila FM? So you enjoy the whole package?
I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Yes.
All right, let's go take another boss reaction. But this particular match, this event and everything, how it is here?
Everything they were. I really at least.
I dey see hand o.
Everything they were.
See nylon. I'm really happy. Yes, sir. This now you happy pattern. Now so yeah, did it. Shop block. We collect 1 or 2. Still collect. Okay, see that was I did with Chief collecting. You know I've been the give before. Now they collect no. So how the matter, sir?
Brila too much.
Talk. I know.
Brila too much.
All the
greet Chief Pius. Yes.
Pius the chief.
Didn't know.
They hear you. They say you too much. Say you run matters for that side. They say you have some
money. There's finish work.
He has to. If don't be Pius, and Joe Boy. That is why they run matters since over.
They finish work.
They finish work.
I swear.
How you see the event, sir?
Soft, sweet, interesting.
Everything balance.
Everything to LM.
Wait, I know you're not one.
Everything to LM.
Hey, I know you're one today again. I know you're boss. It's everything to LM. What do you go talk?
Everything man.
No. But I want to take me go back street. No.
Brila FM blow my mind.
No, that's what we are here for, man. You got what we are here for,
You guys are wonderful. I don't even know the word to use.
She's right out of
I really enjoyed myself
You had fun to the fullest, man. You had fun to the fullest.
I had fun. Big fun. More than fun. They said gifts for everybody and it happened like that.
Yes, gifts for everybody. Everybody got gifts for it. Yes, you did it. Best winner, 9 champion this matters. They run 1 or 2 with other sponsors.
But he paid me say I don't win that TV.
All these people don't television. Okay, they don't carry my again. They be like get again. They don't carry TV. They don't carry TV. You know I don't know. I dey find the boss like this. I don't even know where I go. I dey find her. He don't move. I dey find her. Boss, today, Brila hosted fans for the first game of the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. How do you feel about this particular one?
I know yours game was today.
You don't know the rush matters.
If you do Brila less, you go down less. If you do Brila less, go down less. Shout to Tamo Atowe.
No. Satemo show himself. It's show. People when they worry up for top call. Yeah, parents, Papa Joseph. If you observe say some men that no call you today, those men then they carry our gifts. See, and no matter what they talk about, callers day, our fans day, our fans show face. See, today I know fit count. Them plenty like Saturday decoration. Now so they be. Boss, you
How you take today's event?
My name is Samson. I really enjoy myself today.
That's so.
And I like the way they put up. When they came in, we really appreciate them. And kudos to Brila FMs. They should improve more.
They should do more.
Yes.
But sincerely,
yes.
you can see the fans. You can see the fans that turned out today. You don't say Brila too much.
No, it's too much. Yes, for long.
That's so.
Yes.
That's so.
Anthony Bekedem, okay.
You see the Aguanta. You don't sell. You don't sell. How much have you sold that today?
It's not too good. It's not too good.
You don't pay me say you don't there. You don't pay me say you don't there. If I say you there, you see those goals. When my West Ham score, God. If they put DA, they go mix up with a little bit of pepper. They don't go suffer. They don't go suffer. Boss, you right there see this one.
One thing I noticed for Brila team, they say you get some players who say they don't be even presenters. They're the ball. For example, number 9. If I say then
God,
the true pass the guy they give, it makes sense. So it shows that even some people behind the scene, they know how to really.
Brila is a big sport.
Our star boy from
Brila even don't know sport. That's so it be. That's so it be because now sports nation will be. Now sports be our ministry, and everybody must be in tune with the calling.
But yes. Another one.
Which other one?
Make Josh go great.
Josh. No. You know what happened with Josh? What happened with Josh today?
What's happened?
Like, that sleep, he sleep. See, it happen. It happen, boss. But take up from our Sabi. Boss. How you doing now? How you see the particular one?
I see the particular one. Be like finish work. I don't go like
finish. I like the word. Finish work.
Then finish work.
Then arrange.
They are arrange. In fact, they murder everything. Because they really do everybody well. I don't go lie for you. Everybody see the card you found, they feel ourselves like this. So Villa, too early for Villa, too much. For them.
Who you know see?
My player.
Which player?
Now it's maybe work on not to speak to me. One of my player, I want to see. That guy, they give me joy.
This place is bomb for 1 minute of silence for 5 minutes. But that's it. By the end of the day, we still have 5 African teams. 5 African teams representing us. Which of these African teams do you see going far?
Ghana.
Our Ghanaian brothers. Our Ghanaian brothers.
All of them.
All right, no wahala. All right, fans see we see they take their reaction. Yes, about this particular event. I have ladies here, but she's running. Don't worry, I'm not toasting you. Say no. Zeno, come here. He's a lie. 5 Zeno that is. Zeno, they carry me. They run. Zeno, now they for call. You dey. Now they for call. Now like this one, I don't catch you one-on-one. Up pass now, up gun as first.
Up pass now, up gun.
Now that one, I don't say go as now. I know say all right, you will be top of the table by the time the World Cup ends. But right now, focus is on us now. Focus is on the World Cup. First, then one question. How you see this collaboration with Brila from our best winner?
Very good. Very good.
You're impressed?
Yes, I am.
Oh God, you had fun.
I had.
If I was not sure of anybody having fun today, I was sure that you had fun.
But you people didn't give me gifts now. Why?
You see the way the gift they be. The gift you see say the thing, no mago inside now.
Mago dey. Now only back when I give now.
Now they waiting.
Bag. I don't give.
You collect bag.
No, not collect.
Now I said only bag we give you. You dey wear cap. I can see the cap on you. What else? I can see the handpan with you. Okay, you want t-shirt. You see this one. This one no go size. You don't see my belly. It don't go size you. But which of these African teams do you see going farthest? Yes, in this particular tournament. African team. You get 5. Tunisia, Morocco, Ghana, Senegal.
I'm tipping Ghana.
Yes. Our Ghanaian brothers.
Yes, because I have my farm there playing. Thomas Partey.
Partey. Pius, they laugh you.
What Pius?
He dey my ear. You find out. Pius, I God save you today.
Why say no come? Why no come?
Pius, you come never come. Top block you. Yeah, there. All right, boss. This is what Pius. No, they walk out for street anyhow. Men, they find you. You find out too. They find out. They be 3 now, Pius. They be 3. Like this, Give her the message, they hear you. I don't see you today, Pal. In the studio. This is Wilson. What do you want to tell her? Palmer. Why you not show yourself today now? No, Pi has a special assignment, a special duty. Anthony, no give about that snake fight. No, let's talk about the snake bite situation. See, let's not look at the way the ball was moving. The snake bite was a little bit impossible. But boss, game today. Yeah. Though, you know what? Brila bees, they are more tactical. No, that's the truth. Yes. Yeah, and courtesy of Ifeanyi Odozie. We're telling them that stay, don't rush them, but we'll get the goals. Look at the goals. Experience day. Too much. Super Eagles. Ex-player. Super Eagles. You think I play? No. You think I play? You think I play? People are going to tell them where collect landlord house. Hey, God. No, they don't boss my play. They don't, no. Give me around. It's not tell them where collect landlord house. All right. I don't see this event. See this guy where they blow. Give me. Chabaye. Wait, cool down. It's too much. We'll try. You know why? We'll try. Brila FM na see number one. Thank you very much. Na number one. Thank you very much. But you know what you see that Oga Larry, God go bless her, go take for us. Amen. Take for us. God I say, man. That's all. Me, my name is Coach Shedrack. I'm a football coach for Lekki. I do it. So I listen to them every time. No wonder you talk tactical. Yes, I'm a football coach and Coach Shedrack for Lekki there. So me, I like football and I like when they play, I look and say, Brila will win this match. Because when I do more tactical, they play like Mumu. God. You know how many goals chance me? Who puts that banana peel? What of Josh? No, I say we no best. Josh, you don't go give me say go this match. No, don't do that. Josh, Josh. No. I don't like this. You are giving as they score and I go to change her. No, that's a goal percent. They don't change her immediately. And there was plans to change it. No, that's tactical. All I go enter, but like fine. Baba Femi Raji and the wrong matters. Baba Femi Raji, he was the thinking thinker. I'm not going to take Coach Larry position. No. Coach, na Baba. Fire and Joseph. If you see the goal where Josh conceded. Oh God. How you take
the match go well.
Really?
I like as if Miss Breezy for the first time and Okarachi, all of them live and direct.
I do.
Yes, I'm very happy for the program. I love this program very much. Thank God for the program.
Thank God for the program. Boss, you call. I enjoy everything. You enjoy everything. God Almighty says only yes. Since 10 o'clock I've been at the stadium. Today I'll be truly person. But you know one thing, we kept to time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because you said it's 10 o'clock. Yes. I even brought some of my boys. They had a football match, but they were later displaced. But that's the way it is. That's the way it is. See the organization. Hope you enjoyed yourself.
Exactly that. Up to the last moment. And most especially the gifts that were distributed today, they were enormous, and it was
the gifts were too much.
It was just too much. Boss, breezy, everybody, you are all fantastic. Boss, Brila.
Boss, it's between me and you.
Yes,
hope you know the drive, sir.
No, I'm not driving.
Yeah, sure.
No.
Please.
I've had
please.
Some.
No. It is not fun. Everything is not fun. Yes, the sport our God. Yes, Oge Chukwukawa. Yes, she was running matters. I have faith so.
And I didn't fight for the prizes and the gifts. I didn't have.
There was a prerequisite for that. But you know, say
those that were not drinking, they went home with a lot of.
Yes, there's a lot.
I'm so live and direct because I reside there. My office is there. I do at the National Stadium. So I'm listening to you.
All right, thank you very much. Hello.
Hi. Good evening.
Good evening to you. Brila FM. Brila fans. I am the #1 Arsenal fan. I'm not driving. Okay. I have been following Brila FM from like
2013. But from Port Harcourt. All the events will be like yes. This one I go rate down 1 to 10. Unfortunately, this is the first Brila program that I will. Tell me that I bust your bro. Oh, I can take that. I go bust it. I don't tell people. All right, tell me. This is Favor. Oh, okay. Ola Fame. I am here right now, live and direct. I continue that. I am here. No. This is awesome. This is very nice. It's awesome. Right from the game show, football. When they were playing the match this early of the day, I was like, I wish I made it yesterday. My two, they know they dribble me. Oh God, what go do this? But today, you get luck. Oh, you get luck. I get luck. Now you almost collect that thing by. Now you turn it a fight. Now you dribble me. I got to be that person. Collect like this. You collect like this. Oh my God. See, after fans, now they wear their jersey. Now we get this trophy. Arsenal, now we get this trophy. Wait, but I walk up like this. Who get walk up trophy? Walk up. Now Brazil get them now. The king of walk up. Now Brazil. Now Brazil now. Any day, anytime. What's happening here? You go. Now Brazil. Jesus. Jesus only the struggle. My name is Ramon. Who go win this World Cup? This World Cup, we have to see this World Cup. It's between France and Brazil. It's between France and between Brazil and as far as Colombia for here. Why not Joseph? And they give you double salary right now. Yes, I see this. Like the top. We get man. How many will have before here? We can see it. You still have Safa. No. I want to diversify. Your London brothers. Who will win the World Cup? No, I think Netherlands. All right. This particular event, how do you see this particular event? No, they didn't try today. We appreciate. What you did well. What you rate us? Come on. I give them 90%. 90%? Yeah. I'm not sure they something. She post my break. I'm not sure they something. She post my break today. Now, man, we sabi. You understand? Hey, God. I don't know you. I know what they're about now. I know what they're about. No, now, man, we sabi. Real life for lose today. You understand? Lie. You did not see our compact play. Joseph, you needed to see us in action. I really wish you saw what happened. Don't worry, that video on social media. Yes, on all our social media handle videos they there. You go see the way topmost striker arranged the team with some articulate songs. Yeah, the songs were always on point. He recognized when supposed to work 1 or 2. He recognized when supposed to do 1 or 2 songs. Yes, I'm still reporting from the National Stadium. It's been fun. It's been fun so far. Yes, Brila made a promise. We made a promise to make the worst party a memorable one. And by the response we've gotten from fans, by the response we've gotten from people so far, you can see that we kept our promise. You can see we kept our promise. There's no joking about this one. There's no sleeping on the bicycle. Brila, now talk and do, now we do. Now talk and do, now we do. You know the joke. See, today, fans collected gifts. There were plenty of gifts. There were, oh God. See, not only, let's even talk about music. DJ Drummer Boy, yes, I agree. Then run 1 or 2. Vice was even here. Ajay was here. See, today, music just arranged. I don't know, you don't say the music as sports. As they arrange sport, why will they use music? They back 1 or 2. My brother. She said, I am excited. I am happy. See, as I do, I never tire. But today like this, if I say all of us go as they go also. Yeah, they there. At this junction, I hope I've been able to convince you. I'm not convince you. Hey! How about you finish well? You finish well.
Of course, thank you so much, Adeolua. And of course, that was the reporter from the National Stadium right there in Surulere. They've left Legacy Pitch right now, and of course, they are at the one of the bars right there in Surulere, talking about National Stadium, and that's where they are converging. That was where they covered the game, talking about Qatar that took on Ecuador. Of course, a few minutes back, and of course, 90 minutes already Ecuador won that particular encounter 2-0. And of course, yes, that was how that particular game ended. Yes, we are still here talking about I myself, Pius, and of course Joseph Obicheson. We are still here, and of course we'll be riding this ship up until 10 p.m. Of course, this ship started at about say 9 a.m. Here's 9 a.m.
Yeah, yes, it's 9.
9 a.m. Of course, this ship will be sailing till at about 10 p.m. And of course, that's where we'll be handing over to God Almighty until tomorrow. But of course, right here, we are still here, taking your calls, taking the conversation up until 10 p.m. Right now, we'll be going straight to the of course, the finished game. We have bills to pay. Let's take a quick commercial break right now. Just a very quick one. I know I know more come up for this about gas. Gas. Pay the bills. Let's pay the bills, and of course, we'll be right back.
Here it comes. The frequency of champions.
My name is Toby Adepojo Galamida. Brila FM don't run for Doha, Qatar for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. All the excitement, news, content will be served hot and fresh on Brila FM. We will bring the World Cup to your homes, our people. Enjoy, guys.
Remember those restaurants you've been meaning to try? Here's your chance. This restaurant week, you can indulge in a delicious Wagyu from your favorite steakhouse or a truffle-infused Alfredo from that new Italian place. Enjoy curated fine dining at the best restaurants in Lagos and Abuja, exclusive to MasterCard holders from the 7th to 27th of November 2022. Visit www.awariapp.com for more info. T's and C's apply. MasterCard, priceless.
Hey, sports fans, where you? More ways to